dear classmates, my name is Maggie. Can you imagine that tomorrow is the deadline of your report and also you need to prepare for the examination at the same time? With the heavy work and tremendous pressures annoying you, having a cup of matcha tea is a good way to give you a break. So today I'm going to show you how to make a cup of matcha tea. With this simple way, all of you can enjoy a cup of matcha tea easily. When I'm finished, I'll be happy to answer any questions. And let's start. First, you need to put all the things in right positions. Like you need to put the tea bowl in the middle, and this is tea powder, and this is tea whisk, and this is tea scoop. And after you put all the things in right position, you need to check the tea powder is enough or not. Then you take the tea powder like this, and then check it. Just take a look, and then close it. After you check the tea powder is enough or not, you need to warm the tea bowl with the hot water. And you need to warm tea bowl like this in clockwise. And then drop it. After you warm tea bowl, you can put the tea powder in the tea bowl. And you just need to put 2.5 teaspoon. 1, 2.5. Then mix it with hot water. Then use tea whisk to mix the water and tea powder. And you need to stir it to make a form. After you finish making the form, you need to put it up in the middle of the bowl. And then you can see there's a form in the bowl. And then now I need to tell you how to drink the cup of matcha tea. First, you need to take it up by your right hand and then just take a sip. After you take a sip, you need to bring it to the people who make a cup of tea for you. And if you just make a cup of tea for yourself, you just say, thanks the guard, like, that means thank you for making a cup of matcha tea for me. And then you just finish the rest of them in 2 or 3 sips. After you finish your matcha tea, you need to appreciate the form in the bowl. And just appreciate it. And after you appreciate the form, let's just clean it. Use the hot water and the tea whisk. And after you clean it, you just drop the dirty water. And now I finished my progress. So all in all, I think matcha tea is easy to make, and you cannot disagree that it tastes amazing. And let me remind you the step again. First, you need to put the tea powder in. Second, you need to mix it with hot water. Third, you need to stir it to make a form. With this simple way, all of you can give yourself a cup of matcha tea easily. And I truly hope that matcha tea can be part of your life. Thank you, and I'll be happy to answer questions.
Hi, I want to know, is it necessary to make a form, or can I just stir it for 2 seconds?
That's an interesting question. And for the sake of those in the back of the room, the question is that necessary to make a form or just drink it? My answer is you need to make a form, because if you use this tea whisk, if you don't want to make a foam, it will make a foam. So you cannot avoid that. And after you drink it, you need to appreciate the foam. So you need to make a foam. And does that answer your questions? Thank you. Thank you for asking. The question is, can people use cold water to mix the tea powder? And the answer is, you cannot use cold water to mix it because you need to use hot water to make it a tea. Because if you use cold water, it's just powder. Yeah, and does that answer your question? Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Wu and my colleagues. I believe that most of you can feel that summer is coming since the temperature is getting higher. So today I'm going to show you how to make your own fruit-infused water, which is also called detox water, to get through the burning summer. So there are only 3 simple steps to make the detox water. The first step is to choose your favorite fruit and cut it into pieces. Second is to put the fruit slices into a jar. And the final step is to add some ice water or sparkling water into the jar. Okay, so let's get started. The first step, choose your favorite fruit or vegetables. So I choose my favorite apple, kiwi, orange, and lemon, and some cucumbers. So to save time, I have already cut it into pieces. So the second step is to put it into the jar. And basically you can choose whatever fruits you want. So maybe some strawberry will be fine. Cucumber. You can just put all the fruits into the jar. Then you need to put the first. And final step is to add some ice water or sparkling water into the jar. So I prefer the sparkling water. So okay. So with these 3 simple steps, you can have your own healthy and vitamin-rich detox water. Yeah. So I hope I've shown how to make your own fruit-infused water, or you can call it detox water. It's really a good drink to help you to get through the unbearable hot summer. So let's get through the 3 simple steps. First step is to choose your favorite fruits or vegetables and cut it into pieces. The second step is to put the fruit slices into a jar. And final step is to add some ice water or some sparkling water into the jar. And then you have it. Okay. And I hope with this amazing detox water, you can become a person who likes to drink water. And okay, thank you. I'm happy to answer questions. Yeah.
How many times have this vegetable and fruit can be used after you wash it? After you finish this one?
Okay, that's a good question. So you asked the question that means how many types of
How
foods?
many times can be used?
How many times can be used? Okay. Actually, don't put the drink after 24 hours. Yeah. That's a really good drink, so I'm sure that you can drink it as fast as possible. Yeah.
I'm wondering that do you drink the water directly from the bottle, or you need to throw away all the fruits and just drink the water only?
Oh, that's a good question. Sometimes when I drink all the water in like 1 or 2 hours, I eat the fruits. But after, if I put the water after like 3 or 4 hours, I won't eat the fruits. Thank you. That's a good question.
Okay, I have a question. How do you know what kinds of fruits can be put together? Because sometimes is it possible I get a weird or strange flavor?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Because basically, sometimes you just know some fruits won't be together because it will taste weird. Like, you won't add a banana into the water because it tastes, weird. Okay, and I suggest that if you put some lemon in it, just quickly drink it off. Because some lemon can put like after 4 or 5 hours. Yes. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. My name is Tiger. Before the demonstration, I have a question for all of you. Have anyone has literally brewed a tea by yourself at home? Okay, no, good. Actually, it's simple and easy. Today, I'm going to teach you how to brew tea with 2 mugs. First, I'm going to tell you what you should prepare, and then I will demonstrate the whole process, steps by steps. And then I will share with you my extra tips for brewing a cup of blue tea. Okay, let's get started. So first, let's see what we have here. Tea leaves, of course, maybe 3 to 5 grams. For a man, that's enough. And then 2 mugs, one is for brewing, and the other is for drinking. And then a lid So later you will prevent the tea leaves from falling out everywhere. And then hot water. You can only open up the tea leaves by hot water. So that's it. Okay, so let's go. First, hot water. You have to wash your brewing mug, like a little bit. And in addition, it's to warm up the mug. And then you can pour it. Next, pour your tea leaves into your brewing mug. Now first, you have to wash the tea leaves first. You have to wash the dust off because you don't want to drink in any dust, right? So the first one should just go out. And I will make sure that you wash off the dust on the tea leaves. Alright, so now you can start brewing your tea. Put some water in it, and then of course mix it with your tea leaves, and then pour it out. Well, sometimes some tea leaves will drop off, but that's okay because tea leaves does no harm to your body. You can, well, of course, you can eat some tea leaves if you want. And like I said, it's simple and easy. You just have to mix your tea leaves with your hot water. And now it's the second round of the water. And I suggest you to pause for a while. And now you can taste a little bit of your tea to make sure that it fits your taste. Okay, I think it's good. So just repeat the steps, like I said. Now I'm going to share with you some tips that I have. First, you have to have a peaceful and pleasing mind. Only if that you can make a sweet and aromatic tea. Second, you need to be confident in yourself. Only if you believe in yourself, it can help you to make a good cup of tea. And then you need to be fully focused on the process because you have to make sure that nothing goes wrong. Final tip is practice makes perfect. Well, once you started brewing your tea at home, you may face some problem or questions at first, but practice will solve them. Alright. I hope that all of you can try it at your home because it's not that demanding to make a cup of tea by yourself. So I hope you enjoy. If you buy some tea leaves, I hope you enjoy the process and the tea. Thank you for listening. Now, if anyone has any questions, I'm glad to answer.
How many times can I refill the
Well, normally like 6 or 7 times is the same. Because you don't want to, well, the tea leaves has its limits, so if you use the 10th time, you won't have any flavor.
What kind of tea leaves do you recommend?
This one is jasmine tea. Well, jasmine tea is a very easy one, so I demonstrated to you because it's easy to make. Yeah. And of course that the oolong tea that all of you have probably heard of, well, you can try it at home.
Don't forget to invite questions, okay? Don't forget the Q&A strategy or tips.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm Lee. Welcome to Billy's Kitchen today. Guys, have you ever tried a combination of milk and ice cream? It's fabulous. Drinking milk is normal for everyone, and ice cream is what makes us happier and what makes us crazy with the sun hits us. Someone just figured out something that's more fascinating with this combination, the milkshake. I've been a big fan of it since I gave it a shot to it. So today, I'm going to tell you how to make your own milkshake at home and even everywhere. In the following speaking, you will be taught what to prepare, the making processes, and some extra tips. So let's get it started. To begin with, there are something that you need to prepare beforehand. They are ice cream, milk, a cup, sticks or straws, and even whisk, and the toppings of course. First, you need to let the ice cream be softened at the room temperature. 3, 2, 1, and you open it. Second, you can use this to add some scope in the cup. Because I'm dying to eat ice cream today, so I decided to put it all into a cup. Second, you can put the milk in the cup. Watch it. Oh, by the way, if you are trying to let the milkshake taste differently, you can add some spices like chocolate or even some fruits to make it better. Fourth, use the stick to blend them all. For a few seconds, you can get your own milkshake. Isn't it easy to make? There we go, the milkshake. Well, you're a real gourmet. You can add some toppings with your own creativity. Today I'm trying to add some chocolate balls into my milkshake.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm Sunny. I would like to ask you a question first that when it comes to the most famous drink in Taiwan, which drink will you collect first? And I think the bubble tea might be the most of the people's answer. And the bubble tea comes from
Hanling Tea House in 1986 in Tainan. And the owner had the inspiration when he saw the tapioca bowls in the market. So he mixed the tapioca bowls and his tea together becomes the bubble tea. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a very simple bubble tea. And next I'll tell you the material that you need to prepare and the step to make the tapioca bowls. And when I'm finished, I'll be happy to answer any questions. First, we need to have 2 cups and a cup of hot tea, a bowl, and a bag of instant tapioca bowls, a blender, but today I choose to use the spoon, and the filter spoon, and the milk tea brand that you like the most. And first, we need to take out the tapioca bowls that we need into the cups. Then add the hot water inside. And the hot water must be up to 85 degrees. And we use the spoon to blend it for about 30 seconds. We blend it to avoid them stick together. Then we take out the filter spoon to filter out the hot water. And it will become the bubbles that we see outside. And add it in the cup, like this. And I like the Lipton milk tea, so I decided to add this inside. And it becomes the milk tea that we see outside. And I have already told you the whole process that we need to do and the material that we need to prepare and the step to make the tapioca bowls and mix in to the milk tea that you like the most. So why don't you make this simple bubble tea at home? Any questions?
I want to ask how much about the bubble cost?
The milk tea about 20, the tapioca bowls almost 64. So we don't need 100 to make it.
Where do you learn it?
Internet.
Okay.
Did I answer the question?
Yes.
dear classmates. I'm Doris. I'm happy to be here today. I want to ask you the question, how many people have ever made a stereo models by yourself? As a student who spent a year in the architectural department, to be good at making a cube is the most basic requirement for building models after work. So today I want to show you how to make a perfect cube. First, I'm going to talk about the preparation before making a model. Secondly, I will share you some steps, and finally, there will be some extra tips to mention it. And when I'm finished, I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. So first, to begin, I will want to share some materials that you need to be prepared in advance. You need a few cardboard, and also you can replace it by the foam cardboard, and a box cutter, pencil, a white glue, an iron ruler, and final, and the last one is a paper tape. And next, I will share you the step. And first, the step one is that you need to draw 6 squares, and most importantly, the square must be the same size so that you can match them perfectly. And the step 2 is that you need to cut them down and check the size again. And there's also an important point in this process is that you need to cut every side of the square into the 45 degrees length, so that when you stick them together, they will be closed. They will be completely closed. And for sake of time, I have already done the first 2 steps, and I'm gonna demonstrate the last step is to glue them with white glue. And the reason is that you glue the white glue is, and when the white glue dry, it will become colorless, and it also suit the paper. And like this, just put it on closely but slowly. And now you just need to wait it dry, and then you will get a perfect cube. And there are still some extra tips I want to mention you is, remember when you cutting the cardboard, please fix the ruler and so that you won't get hurt by your cutter. And another tip is about the paper tape. When you stick the models together, the paper tape is very good to fix the model, so it won't get collapsed. And also, it is easily to tear it up and without no tricks. Okay, like this. And so, to sum up, hope you have already know the preparation and the process and the extra tips for making the cube. And after making the cube, let me learn about that this product looks very simple to others, but in fact, the producer puts a lot of effort into it. And hope you like my sharing today. And have you and there any questions to ask me?
How many cubes have you ever
Made? Okay, that's an interesting question. How many cubes have I ever made? At my first year in the architecture department, make like several cubes, like several types of cubes, like triangle one and the square one and the circle one. And does that answer your question? And
How long did you take time to make it?
that's an interesting question. Actually, at my first time to make a cube, it's spending a whole night to do it. But after practice, you can make it like in the 2 or 3 hours. Does that answer your question? Thank you.
What's the fun? What's the fun of making a cube?
Actually, didn't have any fun, but because this is the basic assignment in the first year in the first year of the architecture department. Does that answer your question?
Okay, so is it really difficult?
It looks very simple, but the process, because you need to check very correctly of the size, and it is very hard to cut the cardboard. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm Jen. And before we start, I want to ask the girls here or some boys, did you remember the first time you did the makeup? Was it hard to you to understand all the correct steps? So today, I'm going to teach you how to do the basic makeup quickly and in some simple ways. First, I will introduce the cosmetic that we should prepare, and then I will tell you the steps, and also I will show you how to do. Then you can see the difference between after makeup and before makeup. And there will be time at the end for question. So we need to prepare the primer and the concealer and the foundation and the powder. And we also need to prepare the water spray and the tools is sponge and the powder brush. Okay, let's start. So first we use the primer to be the best, and just use the finger to apply the primer on your face, like this. And finish the primer, just use a concealer to cover the dark circle and some pimples. And we use the sponge to blend it. And before we use the sponge, use the water spray to let the sponge be wet. And use the sponge to blend easily. And then you will see some dark circle and some people have recovered it. And the most step is use the foundation. Just put the foundation everywhere and like a cat. And we also use this sponge to blend it again. And then you can see the difference between makeup and no makeup. And the last step is use the powder to fix your makeup. And you let your makeup to be long lasting. And use the powder brush remember, brush it lightly. And we finish all the steps then. We repeat all the steps again. Use the primer to be the base. And use the concealer to cover your dark circle and pimple. And use the foundation with a sponge. And then the last, use the powder to fit your makeup. And I'm sure follow all these steps, then all of you can do this face makeup by yourself and have the perfect face makeup. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Lily?
How much time do you usually spend on makeup in the morning?
There's an interesting how long did I spend to do the makeup? Do you mean the whole makeup? Actually, when I need to go out, I will do the makeup for 10 hours. Yeah. Really.
Hi. I want to know how much did you spend on your
This is an interesting question. How much did I spend on my cosmetics? Actually, I can count on it. Yes, other questions.
What kind of style do you prefer?
Style.
What style?
That's a good question. What style did I prefer? Actually, I like Korean style makeup rather than the American style. Yeah, actually.
If any one of you need to go to the restroom, just go out, okay? I'm not going to take a break.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. Before I start, I want to make a quick poll. How many of you like to travel abroad or are tired of packing luggages? Please raise your hand. Okay, so I think most of the people have the same problem. Today, I'm going to show how to save space in your luggage. So this is a normal situation you can see before I start my presentation because that's me like 6 months ago. I don't know what to put and how to save the space in my luggage. In fact, packing luggages isn't that difficult as you imagine because if you have the right tips and the right steps, you can pack your luggage as easy as me. So for example, now you're going to somewhere very cold like Alaska or Russia, and then you need to pack your luggage with lots of heavy coats and sweaters or hoodies and so on. I will tell you 3 steps. The first one is what you should prepare and some extra tips. The second, how to pack your luggage, and the third one, what you should do after packing your luggages. And after I finish, you can ask me any question if you have. The first one is tips for packing. First of all, you need to make your packing list like this. Maybe you need to bring your cosmetics or some goodies or some personal stuff. But you will remember, even though that is very normal in your life, so you need to make a packing list. Second, you need to use a very lightweight suitcase. Because if you use a very light suitcase, you can reduce a lot of weight. And then you can put lots of things inside if you buy something abroad. And the third one is the most important one. You should buy the disposable underwear. because you can just throw it away after you wear it for that day, and then that can save lots of space for you if you buy new stuff in other countries. Second, how to pack. As you can see, this is something called a vacuum sealing bag, which is also called a space saver bags. You can fold your thick jacket, your hoodies into small squares like this and put them neatly inside the bag. And then use the vacuum to put it here, or some kinds of bag is like, here's a zipper and you need to open a little zipper and then use the vacuum to put here and then absorb the air. After you absorb the air, this bag will feel like a rock, but you can save a lot of space. So put the clothes neatly inside the bag and then absorb the air. And remember, just put the thick or the heavy things inside. Don't put the shirts or like little pants, because those are things you can just fold it into like a bowl or something like a long sushi. You can put that into some space in the luggage. Furthermore, if you're going to bring more than one pair of shoes, you can use the space inside the shoes. Because you will have more than one pair of socks, right? So you can roll your socks into like a ball or something, put it into the shoes, and then you can save the space. Furthermore, for girls who like to wear makeup, you need to put the makeup and the cosmetics into the anti-collision bag so that your things won't just break when the luggage is being taken. After you finish packing, you need to double check your list, because every time when you're too nervous, you will forget to bring something, like obviously. Even though you can buy them abroad, but you still need to check it. To sum up, packing luggage isn't that difficult, and it is very easy because every time people are just too nervous and too busy and too in a rush to pack their luggage, so every time people will forget to bring a lot of things like me. But after you follow the tips, like making a list and use the steps I told you, like how to save space, and the third one is double check again. And I believe you guys can do it like me when 6 months ago, and then 6 months later, I didn't get charged when I come back to Taiwan. Does anyone have any questions for me about packing luggages?
Are there any ways to deal with, like, if we have to bring some outer jacket or larger jacket, how do we put it into it?
That is a good question. So his question is, how can I deal with those thick jacket? My recommendation is, don't put them inside the luggage. Since you're going to a very cold place, just wear them on yourself at the day you depart. Then you can save lots of weight on the suitcase. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
And how do you pack, like for example in Taiwan it's cold but the destination is hot. How do you pack?
You can put, okay, thank you for your question. So the question is, like Taiwan's winter is hot, but how can I pack my luggage, right? So maybe you can put 2 short sleeves inside, and because short sleeves is not that thick than hoodies, you can just roll it, like I said, like sushi, and put it at the small space in the luggage. So if you need to wear it, you have short sleeves to wear. Does that answer your question? Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my classmates. I'm Annie. Have you ever been impressed by those exquisite ball handlers in NBA? For example, like the dribble drill videos of Stephen Curry or the escape dribble of Kyrie Irving? Well, dribbling is the most fundamental skill of playing basketball. Before a player ever shoots the ball, he or his partner will have to dribble. It's one skill that if you can't do it, it can't even allow you to play the sport. So today I'm going to demonstrate some drills for you to practice to get better on the court. I'll tell you step by step how to dribble and some key points while dribbling. And when I'm finished, I'll be happy to answer your questions. Now, let's begin with step 1, getting ready. Get into a low defense stance. Get your feet shoulder wide apart and bend your knees. And keep your head back slightly. Don't head up and chest up. Don't do this. I see a lot of kids doing this. Not confident. Head up, chest up, and be confident. Face your defense. Next, pound the ball. I see a lot of people pounding with their fingertip like this, or with slapping the ball with your palm. You will hear a lot of voice that your palm is hitting the ball. Don't do that. Keep your hands on top of the ball and touch the ball with your finger pads. You will create the little hole like this. And when you dribble, use your forearm and your wrist, not just using your hands like this. Because only with your hands, you won't be able to dribble for too long. Your hands will get tired. With your arms and your wrist, you can control your ball easily. And keep your eyes up while dribbling, because when you try to focus on the ball, you won't be able to see your defense. You have to see what's going on the court, and you have to see if there's opportunities to pass the ball to your partners. Next, well, now you know how to pound dribble. You can move on to some regular crossover like this. You can see a lot of moves like this very regularly on TV or when people play basketball, because it's very natural move and it's easy to control the ball, to protect your ball. And now when you are used to these type of dribbles, you can do some rhythmic moves like swing your body like this. Because this move allows you to move faster. Allows you to move faster. Like here's my defense. If you can do the rhythmic move, when you get close to your defense, you can move very smoothly and get away from your defense and score or pass the ball to your partners. So now, I'll show you how to dribble from the basic 1 pound dribble, moving on to regular crossover, and all the way to rhythmic moves. As Bruce Lee once said, after a long time of practicing, our work will become natural, smooth, steady, and swift. With long time practicing, I'm sure you'll be able to use this technique smoothly on the court, and maybe one day you'll become as good as one of those top 10 dribblers. Now, I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Lillian.
Okay. So what makes you become a person who likes to play basketball?
Well, it's a family tradition. I learned basketball from very young age. So, yeah. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Wait.
What's your favorite player?
What's my favorite player in NBA? Well, Michael Jordan. He's a legend. So, yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the question. Sandy?
When did you start playing basketball?
Your question is, when did I start playing basketball? I start playing basketball in about 2 years old when I can walk. Then I started get to the school team when I was about 12 years old. Like I got professional training from 12 years old. Does that answer your question? Thanks for the question. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Wu and my fellow classmates. Have you ever been amazed by the dancers who can twist their bodies and form their own dance moves? I have, and I envy them. So, however, whenever we wanted to learn a set of dance routine, and there's always a bunch of obstacles that get in our ways. So today I'm going to share my ultimate secret method on how to be a professional self-learning dancer through YouTube channel. So, first you'll need Wi-Fi, hotspots, obviously. And then you're gonna need a phone, or an iPad, or even a computer. Well, I personally recommended computer because this bigger screen can have better you can see the moves even better. And water, and ether heart, and a firm body. So, there are 5 steps before any of you can be a professional self-learning dancer. Step 1. Select a dance video that you would like to learn and evaluate the dance level. If the dance moves, whether the dance move is out of your range or not. Step 2, if the dance video is too difficult, for example, the beats are too fast or the moves are too complex, pick another one. If not, congratulations. Let's get started. Next, you're gonna watch the videos for more than 10 times and get familiar with the song, tempo, beats, speed, and so on. And after that, you're gonna break the dance into 8 beats. So what's 8 beats? For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then stop. And then change into slow motion. It's in setting and speed. I recommend 0.75, and then play it again. And mimic the dancer. So mimic the dancer. And finally, as soon as you're getting ahead of the beat of those dance moves, turn the mode into regular. And then videotape your dance. And all in all, I think it's obviously very easy for all of you to learn a dance by yourself, as long as you have passion and most importantly, patience. And before I end my presentation, I would like to provide some extra tips for you. And number 1 is never take shortcuts. And number 2 is have determinations of learning a set of routines. Don't quit. And last but not least, enjoy the flow in the music and have fun. So now I'm going to open the floor for some questions.
I was wondering that how many times did you spend when you practice dancing?
Okay, that's a good question. The question is,
how many times do I spend to practice dance? Well, often I practice my dance 4 times a week and 3 hours a day. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, good. So do you prefer to practice by yourself or with your friend? That's an interesting question. Thank you for your question. Her question is, do I prefer to dance by myself or have a dance partner? Well, I prefer to have a dance partner, but first you have to learn the dance by yourself, and then dance partner is just a bonus. He or she can push you and to give you comments and to also to videotape your dance. Thank you.
Hi. I was wondering what kind of dance would you recommend for those who are just beginner in dancing?
Okay. So your question is, what do I recommend for the beginners? What type of dance do I recommend for the beginners? I recommend hip hop because hip hop is like a fundamental dance in the dance industry, and if you learn how to dance in hip hop, I believe you can also dance other style of dance. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm Joe. And do you ever watch the cheerleader movie video and you don't know how to dance? And today I want to teach you some basic movement in cheerleading dance. Later I will show the 3 movements. The first is pirouette. The second is fauteuil. Last is the jump. Also, in the finish, I will give you a combination. So the first is pirouette. You need to prepare like this, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and open your hands and look final space and final spot. And when you close your hands, you need to turn around and final spot again. So if I do the movement, I will 5, 6, 7, and 1. Okay, let me check. Let me dance again. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3. So the second movement is fauteuil. It seems like the pirouette, but when I dance the 3 steps. 5, 6, 7, and 1. My leg will do this, and 2. You need to leg like this, and 3. You need to let your toe touch your knees. So the movement is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3. You need to balance your body. So let me check again. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. So the last is a jump. You need before I jump, I will straighten my leg. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Let me dance again. You need to let your body like this on the air. Like this. So, okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the combination I will show you. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Human. Dance again. So count down. 5, 6, 7, 8. Human. 40 and dance. So in conclusion, dance cheerleading is very tired, but if you practice more and again, you can be more professional dance. And now I have a few time left, and please feel free to ask me any question.
Didn't start
Learn.
Didn't start
Okay, it's a good question you said. And when did I start learn cheerleading or dance? Both. If you answer, when I was 8 years old, I danced. But if you ask, when did I dance the cheerleading, I will say it's 2 years ago, and at college. Yes. Any question?
Where do you practice dancing?
It's an interesting question. You say, where did I
Practice dancing.
practice dancing? Where?
Yeah.
I dance in the gym, in a dance class room. Yes. Yeah, answer your question.
Do you often get hurt?
It's a great question. You said did I over get hurt? Because I know if I don't not to work out enough, I will be hurt. So I will spend a lot of time to work out. But because the cheerleading is very high speed dance, so it must be hard every practice. Yes, thank you.
Good morning, Professor Wu and my dear classmates. I'm Sandy. Before I get started, let me ask you a question first. Have you ever made a cake by yourself? Okay, I did. I even got some accomplishment through making a cake by myself. So today, I'm going to tell you how to make a handmade cake. First, I'm going to tell you what are the equipment and the ingredients you should prepare before making a cake. And then I will show you the process step by step. Besides, I will also tell you some important but special tips of making a cake. And here are the equipment. You should prepare an apron, a gloves, an electronic balance, an egg whisk, a bowl or a pot, a flour sifter, a measuring cup, a timer, a cake mold, and a blender and an oven. And these are the ingredients: cake flour, sugar, peanut oil, eggs, milk, and salt. So now I'm going to tell you the first step. First step is separate the egg white and the egg yolk with 4 eggs. And then second step is add 50 grams of sugar into the egg yolk and use the egg whisk to stir it for 1 minute. And the third step is add 60 grams of sugar and 19 grams of cake flour and 60 ml of milk into the egg white. And then same. Use the egg whisk to stir it for 1 minute. Remember to stir it evenly. And the fourth step is mix the following egg yolk and egg white and use the blender to stir it for 5 minutes. And the fifth step is put the following mixed ingredient into the cake mold. Then here comes to the final step is to preheat the oven and put the cake into the oven for 30 minutes. And finally, here comes to a perfect cake at the end. To sum up, making a cake is not an easy thing. It's often and hard work. We need to pay more attention and more careful of every tiny details. After my speech, I hope I have shown you how to make the process, how to make a handmade cake, and the important things you should notice of making a cake. I will end with a quote. Practice makes perfect. I believe that we may fail to make a cake for the first time. But I believe we can make a better and more delicious cake through practice again and again. And these are the references. So do you have any questions? And
How long will you take to make the
whole
whole process?
maybe for about 40 to 45 minutes. Another question? You do the same to bake the egg for first time. Search it. Do you make the delicious cake for the first time? No, I will. It's very awful. So is there any question? How many times did you make the cake? 2 to 3 times. Answer your question? Benjamin.
Do you want to become a baker?
I don't want to.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmates. I'm William. To begin with, I would like to have a survey. How many of you love reading comics? Please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. But have you ever thought about the process of drawing comics? Maybe not. So, today, I'm going to tell you how to draw comics. From thinking about the ideas to complete the whole work, I divide the stages into 4 parts. And after my speech, all of you are welcome to ask me questions. So first, you need to organize your ideas about the comic. You have to think about the ideas of the story or plot. And using 5 W's and how is a way to help you build a complete story. So for example, I'm going to draw a man who tries to remind a woman that she lost her belongings. So, a man with center part hairstyle and a woman with a braid. Okay, so this is about the character setting. And next, he tries to remind her that she lost her belongings. So this is about the plot. Then after you finish in this plot, this part, you can move on to the next stage. So next second, you have to sketch the draft with your pencil. So in this stage, you need to draw what you think in your mind. So first, you must have to draw the frames first. So the reading direction is from right to left. So remember this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you need to draw your character and your speech balloons, and again. In this stage, you can draw it roughly because the formal one is in the next stage. And after you finish your sketch, you can change some position, or maybe you want to change another speech balloons like this, or you want to change the position of your character. Okay, so after your sketch, let's move on to the next step. You have to use your pen to trace your comic. And I'm not going to trace all of it because of the time, so I'm going to choose this for a demonstration. So in this step, you need to draw you need to draw it very carefully because once you make the mistake, it is very complex to revise it. And in this step, you also can use some tools like ruler to help you more easy. Okay, so finally you can add some dialogues and color your comic. Just like this. And all in all, after you finish all the steps, you can complete your own comic. Every time you create your own comic, you need to follow the steps that I have mentioned. Give your comic a direction and sketch the draft and add more details on it. As long as you follow these tips and step by step, not only can you draw comics, but also grasp tips in various kind of fields. Thank you. So, and you can ask me any question you want. And
How long do you practice drawing?
okay, thank you for your question. So your question is, how long did I practice drawing? Right? Okay. I just practice drawing for many times a week. For example, when I'm boring or I'm in class, I just take my pencil and start practice painting. Did I answer your question? Georgina?
What is your favorite comic?
Thank you for your question. Your question is, what's my favorite comic? But actually, I seldom read comic books because I prefer playing video games more. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Sandy?
So do you want to be a painter in the future?
So your question is, did I want to be a painter in the future? I'm not going to be a professional illustrator because I think this is my interest, so I want to be not a professional one because I don't want to draw something and I feel that is annoying. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and dear classmates. I'm Wei. Before I start, I want to ask, how many of you can do push-ups? Okay. So, Annie, could you please do a push-up for us on your own version? Okay, let's interrupt. Okay. And so today I will give you some steps to do it right. First is
preparation, and second is body position, and next is diversification. Next, finally is my reminder to you. And first step is warm up. You put your elbow against the wall or desk to stretch your triceps. And next, you need to practice the moves that you're going to do, because it can help you to feel your chest and tricep organ. And second step is your shoulder. And second step is body position. The first point is shoulder blade. Shoulder blade. And when you go down, your shoulder blade come together. And when you go up, your shoulder blade go apart. And you should focus on pushing. You should focus on pushing downward instead of backward. And most people are too weak in their shoulder, so their shoulder blade will come together. And I will show you the wrong version in first 2 reps, and the others are correct. This is wrong version. Like this. And if you want to do the correct version, you need to make your shoulder blade come together like this. This is the correct one. And that is the wrong one. Okay. And next step, and second point is your core and your butt. And I see lots of people doing this. And how to avoid it? You need to tilt your pelvis backward like this. So and make sure you squeeze tight your butt. So you can. But this change will get a lot harder, but it's more effective. And if your muscle strength is strong enough, you can try this to. You can try this to new push-up. Is diversification. And first one is diamond push-up, like this. And this is focused on your middle part of chest. And the second one is Sphinx push-up. And how to do it? You need to put your wrist over your shoulder, and just like Sphinx, like this. It's focused on your triceps. And the last step is my reminder to you. Don't open your elbow, because that will put a lot of stress in your shoulder, which may lead to injuries. So, I hope I've explained how to do it correctly by using your shoulder blade and your core butts. And please feel free to ask me questions. And so your question is, how often do I go to the gym? And I almost go to the gym every day to different part of my body, like chest or back or my neck.
So how long is the recovery day for each part of your muscle?
So your question is how
recovery day.
My recovery day. And it depends on your level. If you do it more often than you are a beginner, the recovery day will less than a beginner. So did I answer your questions?
Yes.
How many push-ups you can do in a minute?
How many push-ups do I do in a minute? I'm not counting, probably 40 or 50. Yes.
have a problem that it likes to bite you. I'm playing with no reasons, and it especially likes to bite your hands. Cats are carnivore, animals that eat meat, so they would like to use their claws, their mouth, their teeth. So it's their nature. I have a cat and it likes to bite me, so it really bothers me a lot. Today I'm going to tell you how to stop your cat from biting you, and I'm going to tell you 4 methods. But the methods had better be used when the cat was just a little kitten, because as it grows up, it will be harder and harder to change the cat. I induct my cat when it was little, so it's not easy for me to stop it from biting me now. And this is the cat. The first method, don't use your hand to play with your cat like this. Don't play with your cat because your cat will regard your hand as its toys. So whenever it sees your hand, it will think, oh, it's my toy, I won't bite it. Right? So don't use your hand to play with your cat. And the second method, yell loudly. If the cat bites you, just yell, and the cat will scare. Oh, what happened? And is it hurt? Right, that hurt. So don't bite me. Every time it bites you, just yell until it won't bite you anymore. Actually, I don't like this method because when you are yelling, it looks stupid. And the third method, instead of taking your hands away quickly, you just push your hand toward its mouth, because you should let your cat feel uncomfortable. And next time if it is going to bite you, it will think about that uncomfortable feelings, and it will stop. The fourth method, you just push it. When it bites you, you just push its head or nose. You should let your cat know that it is doing the wrong thing. Oh, am I doing something wrong? Yes, don't bite people. So you should be careful because if you push too gently, it will consider you to play with it and it will likely bite you again. But if you push too hard, it will like to take revenge on you. So it will say, hey, why did you push me? I want to bite you again. Right. So the last method, just wear something to protect yourself, like clothes with long sleeves or pants, stuff. And when the cat is going to bite you, don't do any reaction. And the cat will feel boring. And next time it won't bite you anymore because it's not fun. Right. To sum up, don't use your hand to play with your cat, and push your head or fingers toward its mouth, and yell loudly and push its head or mouth, and wear something to protect yourself is the 5 methods to stop your cat from biting you. Thank you. Now there's still a few minutes left. Welcome to ask me any questions.
If I have a dog and I can do the same to it?
I think the answer. So your answer is if you have a dog, can you use the same method? My answer is yes, because they are pets. Is there any questions?
What is the chances if biting you it doesn't care at all?
Your question is, what if the cat keeps biting you but doesn't care about you? If this happens, there might be some other conditions, situations that makes the cat keep biting you. So you should know what conditions tough situation he confront? Right. Did I answer your question? Yes. Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Wu and my dear classmate. I'm William. I'm glad to be here today. And as you can see, I'm going to teach everyone how to play guitar. And I know that everyone usually thinks that it is really hard or difficult to play guitar. So, in my opinion, today I'm going to teach everyone how to play guitar in the most simple and efficient way. Actually, I'm going to teach everyone how to play guitar songs with only a few chords. That sounds appealing and interesting, right? So I'll conclude my teaching pattern into 4 parts. First, how to read the guitar tab, and second, the basic chords, and the strumming pattern, and last, the right finger gesture. And I will show you how to apply those skills into play a guitar song. So please feel free to ask me any question after I do my teaching. Okay. So first part about the equipment you should need when playing guitar. You definitely need a guitar and then a pick, but it is optional. For me, I don't like to use pick to strum the guitar string. And next is the tuner. This one this is not real, sorry. The its function is to make your string to the right tone. Okay, and this one is the capo. Its function is to make the key of the guitar become higher. Okay. So next one is how to read guitar tab. Actually, it is really simple. Everybody knows that you have to strike the chord by the kick and the major together. And the only thing that you have to realize is the capo. When you look at the tab, first look at the capo. For example, as the song is told you that you have to put your capo on the 4th fret. This is fret 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So the song told you that you have to put your capo. Remember, this way is for head down like this. So you put it on number 4 fret. It's very simple. So this is the way how you read the guitar tab. So now I'm going to teach about the finger gesture and the basic chord together to make everyone to understand this more clearly. So the first things that you have to remember is you have to memorize all the string names and your left hand's code number. For example, this is the first string, so you count from this way. First, second, third, fourth, and the bottom one, right here. Bottom string is the 6th string. Okay. And for your left hand, T means your thumbs, and so on. Index fingers means number 1, and your middle finger and so on means number 2. And now I'm going to teach you how to pass the C major. So the left photos has told you that you have to put your index finger at the 2nd fret. sorry, the second string and the number 1 fret like this. Be like this, okay? And your middle finger is gonna be at here, the 4th string and the 2nd fret. And this is all the way you play a C major. Okay, so now talking about the right finger gesture, it's really easy. Just remember to let your fingers stand up like this. Never let it fall down because it will make your chord become uncurly. At least our basic chord you have to learn. And after learning this 4 chords, I assure you that this can let you play over 70% of songs in the world. So now about the strumming pattern, I just only recommend you to try all the strings together. That will be more easy to play a song. So for example, today I'm going to show you how to play the song with a C major. As you can see, there are 4 chords: C major, G major, and F major. So this will be like this. You have to strike the chord major and the words together. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. G major. So this is all, in conclusion, this is all the learning materials you apply this to play a guitar sound. And I want to end up with a quote like my teacher used to tell me before. The more time you pay for your guitar, and the more result you will get from it. So now please feel free to ask me any question and don't be hesitant.
So besides those 2 songs you said, which song do you recommend for the beginner?
Well, the 2 songs which I recommend, in my opinion, I think I will like Play Yellow because I can play better than Ed Sheeran, but I believe that most of the people like Ed Sheeran the most. But actually, it is all easy. Yeah.
What if my hand is too small to stand on the guitar?
That is definitely really good question. Most of the people have this question before. So I've told you that I will tell you you just have to practice the skills, this code. Find me on the stair. Let your left hand like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Practice this. This will make your hand become more comfortable when you press the string. Does this answer your question? Thank you.
Good morning, Professor Hu and my dear classmate. I'm Benjamin Ho. It's my pleasure to be here today. First, let me ask you a question. Please raise your hand if you love to travel abroad. Great, me too. I truly believe that to travel is to live. So today, I'm going to introduce you how to book the best flight tickets. So first I will introduce Skyscanner, which is my favorite app to book the flight ticket. And then I will teach you how to book it. So please feel free to ask me questions after my speech. So let's get our journey started. So this is the app, Skyscanner. You can download on the phone or you can use the computer. So it has a lot of functions like popular destination. And this one is my favorite. Still undecided is for on map. This one is the best. So let's check it. Okay, so in this map you can see
there's a green dot and a red dot. The green one excuse me, is non-stop flight, so we can go to the destination without changing the flight. So, however, the red one is you need to change the flight. So there's US dollar here, so you can see the price. So Professor Hu, where do you want to travel?
Travel? No idea.
Just randomly.
Okay, how about Mexico City? In Mexico.
Mexico City here. It's hard to find the Asia country. Around here. Yeah, just randomly.
You want me to pick another city?
Yeah, because it's not too much flight. Do you want Bangkok? My favorite.
Okay, you pay for the fee. Okay, I'll go with you.
Yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of price here. So you can see that this is the cheapest. So you can pick the cheapest one and choose Professor Hu. How many days you want to stay?
4 days.
4 days? 4 days or 3 nights. And search it. So, as you can see, there's best, cheapest, and fastest. As a student of us, often we will choose this one. And as a professor, like Professor Hu, they will choose like the fastest. And you might ask, what is the best one? The best one is, not too expensive and not too slow, just the average that fit almost everyone. Yeah. So yes, we can select whatever you want. So you can book it. Remember to fill in your passenger information correctly and convert the email to ensure that you book the ticket. So, yeah. In closing, I hope the information that I told you can make your next journey more efficiency and cheaper. And I want to end by a quote. The world is a book. People who do not travel only open a page. So get the flight tickets and go to somewhere beautiful to get lost. Thank you. Do you have any questions? Thailand. I traveled to Thailand 2 times. Do I answer your question?
Yes.
Any question?
How do you like the most during the travel? Anytime.
So you asked me what's my favorite to do in the country?
Yeah.
I like to taste the delicious food and make friends and see the beautiful views.